Hey, good morning and welcome to Breakthrough Walls. I'm Ken Walls and I'm your host. And today, today I have somebody pretty special on. You're going to love this lady. Her name is Debbie Bettendorf and she's a rock star. I can't wait for you guys to meet her and hear her story. So do me a favor and share this out right now. Share it out to all of your friends and your family because they're going to love to hear Debbie's story. Stay with us. And we're back. Let me get Debbie on here. Hang on real quick. Debbie, welcome to the show.
Hey, Ken Walls. How you doing?
Oh. I am great.
Yeah.
All right, Tori. Tori, get rid of the dog.
The exit. Yeah, the dog. And what about Chihuahuas? We've always had Labradors.
Yeah.
We get this Chihuahua and like you got to praise them when to go pee pee poo poo outside. You've got to dress them in clothes. It's a whole new thing, but I'm obsessed with her. But she's leaving so we can have peace and quiet.
Oh, that's awesome. So Debbie, we met at our dear friend Mindy Dreyer's book signing event.
Yes.
And your energy is just incredible. And Mindy said, you have to have her on your show. And so here you are.
Here I am. I know. Let's tell your audience about this. So you and I chat at Mindy's book signing for Dear Mom, which everyone should get because it's an amazing book to share, especially around the holidays and Mother's Day. But you and I chatted it up. And then you said, would you like to be on my show? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I would be honored. Then we chatted later and I'm like, Ken, I started looking at your interviews and the people that you interview are just outstanding, amazing, spectacular human beings. What is it about me that made you decide to put me on your show? Mindy told me to.
Mindy told me to. And there's another reason.
Okay.
That fabulous Christmas tree you have behind you.
Okay. Well, thank goodness someone appreciates this. I love it too. Actually, I have 2 in my front room. I got a little excited this year.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So no, your energy is off the hook and I love it. And I love what you're doing in the world. And so that's why you're here. I mean, obviously Mindy recommending you helped.
Yeah.
But so listen, I started this 3.5 years ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably for some selfish reasons to figure out how to get myself unstuck from where I was. Let's start with you telling people where you were born and raised.
Okay, that sounds like a great place to start. I was born and raised in Chillicothe, Ohio. Chillicothe, home of Tecumseh, if that makes sense. It's outdoor drama of an Indian named Tecumseh. Chillicothe was the first and third capital of Ohio. We all like to brag about that. So I had to throw that in there. Born and raised, went to Ohio, went to Chillicothe High School, had an amazing upbringing with a lot of playing outside with no shoes, lots of friends in the neighborhood, that kind of lifestyle, loved it. Went to Chillicothe High School, went to Ohio University for college. That's like it in a nutshell, but you can ask me more details.
OU. So isn't the #1 degree obtained from OU in partying?
But I think that they dropped to like #2 recently. And
did they?
Rallying back. So yeah, that's actually very true. That's very true.
It's the most famous college Halloween party in the nation, I believe. So you went to OU. What did you study there? What was your major?
Yes, business. I studied business, and I really, honestly, I didn't really know where to go with what I was studying. And I thought, you can do a lot with business. You got to have a business mind, all like that. So that's where I went. Yeah.
Okay. And so you graduated from OU, I'm
Right.
assuming,
Yeah.
and you immediately started a business with your
No.
new
Okay.
degree.
So no, this is how it all went.
No, she
So
said no.
no. So it's interesting too, because I know that I do have a pretty vibrant personality. I love to be around people.
Yep.
I love learning about others, all of these things. And I had a professor, and one of my business professors, Professor Andrew Batchelor, God love his soul. He had told me, he said, Debbie, you should be on the top floor of a Fortune 500 company running it. You're smart, you know how to work with people and all like that. And as he said it, I was even like, that is so nice of him. Like, I so appreciate you. But in my mind, I felt like I was put on this earth to have a family and be a mother.
Yeah.
So I right out of school, I was working for the auditor, the Ross County auditor. I started dating my now husband. He played in the Baltimore Orioles organization. He traveled a lot with that. I was still stayed home. He ends up getting injured. We both come back, in Chillicothe. We end up getting married and we start a family. I was a month shy of 22 when I got married, which is such a baby. I look at my daughter. She is right now 22 years old. And I think, oh my gosh, that was so young. But
Well, it's past time to find her a husband then, right?
I know we got to get her with it. So, we had our first child, a boy, Dalton, and then 4 years later, we had Victoria. We call her Tori. And it filled my cup up. I loved being a full-time mom. I worked at the school. I did a ton in the community, Junior Civic League, on the board at the hospital. But all of these things that I did, I could still do and get my little social fix, but I could schedule it around family time. So I was always available to them. And so see, what I wanted for me is that. But I also would look at like my really good girlfriends who are super successful. They balanced a career and family very well. That was their journey. For me, all I could see myself being was a full-time mom, because that's where I found my joy. So that's how, that's the mold I was in for a long, long time. And then I'll let you ask me a question, because I can just talk.
So you at 22, you got married.
Yes.
And your husband played professional baseball
Right.
for the Orioles.
Right.
Wow. I should have him on the show then.
I know. That's what everybody says. I get in front of people and they're like, oh, wow, he's probably got a better story than you. He does have some really good stories. I will tell you that.
Yeah. So you were a I call them domestic engineers.
Correct.
Yeah.
I also use that term.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were a domestic engineer, rearing a family.
Yes.
And two children. And so where did things go from there for you? Like
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to mention something that was, I feel like, there are so many people that have amazing stories of hardships and what they've gotten through. And I really feel like I've been so blessed in my life. I did have a couple of things happen with my daughter, Victoria. I'll skim over it and I won't go into a lot of detail, but when she was 5 years old, she was overcome with carbon monoxide and was unconscious, was taken and hospitalized.
Wow.
It was extremely traumatic. I'm sitting here today thanking God that she's alive and that, it could have ended very differently. However, after this carbon monoxide poisoning, and she came out of it, she had extreme anxieties and she became a different child. It was almost like her vibrant personality was sucked out of her. And it was a long journey of years of therapy, helping her fight her fears. It
Yeah,
was, thank
sure.
goodness, both of my children went to Bishop Fleget. I sent them both to parochial schools. I worked at the school as a, mom, as a volunteer there for years. If it wasn't for those teachers and that small community that we had,
Yeah.
I think that I would have had to have homeschooled her because she couldn't leave my side, but that was a safe place for her. So it was a journey through that. It was very trying. And I often thought, wow, had I not devoted just fully to my family and had a career and balanced it, I would have had to have quit my job because it
Right.
was a full-time job dealing with her. And then my oldest son was amazing. He was always so supportive of her and never felt jealous because, and it was, the family unit changed a lot through that. It was a really, I would say, a 4-year process of getting her back where I started to see her personality. But I'm happy to say, with a lot of work and a lot of love, she graduated from the Ohio State University and she is currently at Capital for law school. So what a success story there.
That's so amazing.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know I have some friends that are former professional baseball and NFL players,
Yes.
that sustained injuries,
Mhm.
and it was life-changing. So I want to go back to that moment at 22 when you and I'm not gonna we'll talk about your daughter a little bit more here in a
Yeah.
minute, but back when your husband got injured playing professional baseball, I mean, that's a big job. Number
Mhm.
one,
Yeah.
it can you can ask A-Rod, you can make a lot of money doing that.
You can make a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah.
So you watch and he wasn't, you weren't married yet.
No,
Okay.
I married him after he walked away.
I got you. So
Yeah.
what did he end up? I mean, you guys went back to Chillicothe, and for those watching that aren't familiar with Chillicothe, Ohio, it's not unusual to see people riding horses through town. I'm just kidding.
Christmas, I'm telling you right now, Ken.
I live in Marion, Ohio, so trust me.
I know.
Yeah.
Our downtown right now looks like it was plucked out of a Christmas Hallmark movie. I'm obsessed. It is so cute. And currently, you will see a horse and carriage giving kids rides through downtown. So that kind of struck funny with me. So
See?
there you have it.
I told you.
There you have
But
it.
I mean, you see that in New York City. So,
Right.
so but you guys ended up. You said we came back to Chillicothe. Were you with him?
I didn't permanently live anywhere that he lived. I would go and stay, and then I would travel home to live and to work and to do things.
Okay.
He traveled so much,
Yeah.
they were in different ball fields. That just wasn't my jam. So I came back, and, my parents live here. I have 2 older sisters who live here.
Yeah.
It's home. I love it here. So,
yeah. And my wife is watching. She said, that's not true. Chillicothe is so pretty. So,
oh, thank you
yeah,
for saying that.
So,
I think that too.
So he comes back to Chillicothe.
Yeah.
You guys get married.
Yes.
Did he have a plan B? Like, hey, if I get injured playing baseball, I can.
Yes. So he was educated. So he knew he had gone to Kent State. He's currently in the Kent State Hall of Fame there.
Oh, wow.
And was drafted his senior year, his last year of college. So when he got drafted, he went ahead and went. But then when he walked away, he had 1 semester left. He finished. We got married after that. And then he ended up working. We felt like a sense of both of our parents live here. Let's start a family here. I think that was more me than it was him. I think that he had a ton of opportunities elsewhere, even for coaching. But we meaning me, I think, encouraged us to stay with family and raise our kids with family. And so that's what we did. So
did you just say we, me,
me, and me, and the mouse in my pocket? Yeah, exactly. So, I'm sorry, my
Wow.
throat's so rough today. I've got something going on here.
It's all
But
good.
anyway, yeah, we started our family life here, and he went, he had a degree also in business, and he ended up working for the factory at the time called Mead. He ended up doing field service rep, which also included a ton of travel again. So he's
Yeah.
on airplanes 3, 4 times a week, but he was a family man when he was home. So, but it all worked. And now he is currently with a company called Arthrex. He works for CDC Medical, and he is a manager medical sales devices. So
Got it.
for orthopedic surgeons. So what
Yeah.
goes into the body when you get a knee replacement,
Yeah.
reverse shoulder, all that. So that's what
Yeah.
he does
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he did have a plan
He
after
did.
baseball.
He has a lot of
Yeah.
forethought. He did have a
Good.
plan B. He
Good.
always said, if I ever get to the place, they didn't actually release him. He got injured. They rehabbed him down in Florida during spring training. They brought him back to designate hit. And he told me, he said, I had a goal and I had a bet or a deal with myself that if I ever get to the place where I don't continue to move up, I walk.
Mm.
And I was like, well, you might want to give it a little bit more time. Like, you're rehabbing, whatever. So he did.
Yeah.
And they put him back down one level. So he was in AAA. So he went back down, rehabbed in AA. And then next thing I know, he calls me and he's like, I'm flying home. I'm like, oh, you're going to do rehab here? And he said, no, I'm done. And I was like,
Wow.
okay. I mean, and he said, I felt like I was put on the earth to play baseball. Like, I felt like I was put on the earth to be a mother. And he
Yeah.
said, there's never been anything really he's been more joyful about since, but he does a good job in what he does and makes it
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I, because it's important that as a marital unit that you're able to pivot with each other
Yeah.
when things
Yeah. And
turn
honestly,
right.
you're right about it, Ken. And
Yeah.
there's things that come and go, and there's no perfect family, and there's no perfect couple. And I'm certainly not a perfect human, but things ebb and flows, and things come up, and sometimes are hard, and you
Yeah.
just gotta keep powering through, break through walls. You gotta break through walls, right? That's what we're doing. We're doing that right now.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So you guys, you started the family. Tori at 5 years old got carbon monoxide poisoning. I can imagine that was scary for her
Yeah.
at any age, but
And then,
5, you're like, wow. And so you said earlier that you guys went through a lot of counseling, and now look at her.
I know.
She's handling your technical issues.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, thank you that you are here, because I'm
Right.
not really sure how well I'm going to load into it. All my friends are
Right.
laughing about it. Like, oh,
But she's handling that. She's in law school at Capital University, which is huge. That's awesome.
I'm so proud of her.
So
Yeah.
So where along the way, where did so as the kids start getting older and we're
Mm,
starting to
yeah.
experience that, we have a 16-year-old and an
Mm,
11-year-old.
a driver.
Um as time passes, you start like
Mhm.
reassessing, adjusting, figuring things out. So where did things go as your kids started getting older?
Yes. So that's exactly where we are today. This is how I am where I am today, because when Dalton graduated from high school and went on to be a Bearcat at UC, University of Cincinnati, I thought, ooh, I've raised them to be strong and independent and fly away, birdie, fly away, and do your own thing. But I got, 4 more years, I knew Tori was leaving. And when you invest all of your emotional and physical, your being inside of these little human beings that you and your husband create, it's like, oh my gosh, I am them. Like,
Yeah.
what is my identity as Debbie and not just Dalton and Tori's mom? Who
Right.
am I, right? So I started doing some soul searching and figuring out, where do I want to go with me once my kids have flown away and they start their career? And it was a difficult time for me. And it's, I think it's difficult for any human being, and especially a woman who is a full-time mom,
Yeah.
to figure out what her identity is outside of her family. So I started going through, like, what do I want to do? What do I want to give back? And listen, I am all about community. I love to help people, genuinely love to help people. And even if there's someone who isn't very nice to me, I always look at that person and think, I'm going to find something that I can like or say nice about this person.
Wow.
I genuinely believe that if we continue to be on a path of kindness, good things will come back to us.
Yep.
So I thought, what can I do? Well, I love working with other women. I'm a cheerleader for women. I love to see, I have hugely successful friends. My girlfriends, some of them have gone to do amazing things. And I've been like the proud mom of them too, cheering them on, like, you go do that. I am so proud of you. You earned this. You deserve it. You are worthy.
Yep.
And so I thought, I love fashion. I got a little bit of a business mind, haven't used it in a while. So I started, I started my business called Find Your Fabulous. And my logo is a butterfly. And the reason I chose the butterfly is because we're all on a journey transforming. We all want to become a better, more beautiful version of ourselves on the inside and the outside. And I truly mean this.
Yep.
I know that if we work on what's inside, we look better on the outside. People are, our energy's better. We're just overall more attractive. And so I started working. I did have male clients to work with their wardrobe, put things together. But mostly I worked with women, got them ready for events, went into their closet. So I started doing that as a little side job while Tori was still in high school. And I found joy in that. I loved working with these women. So that's kind of how my business started. And then it continued to grow from there.
Wasn't there, I thought I heard you telling a story about being on an airplane where you kind of came up with this idea.
Yes.
Tell, because we're giving a God's eye overview, but the bottom line is there's a lot of little tiny details that led up to the moment when you're like, I'm gonna do this business.
I'm so glad you're really good at this. I forgot this detail, and it's really important to the story. So I had been thinking about what I want to do, soul searching, what I want to start. Had gone with this amazing group of high school girls who are hugely successful. All of them are. They do amazing things, and I'm super proud. Like I said, flew out to LA with a group of the girls to see the other Heather, her name is, who was VP of a huge tool company, which is funny because she loves fashion, but she ended up there and had a great time. We all talked about our lives, where we were at this point in our life, what we were doing beyond that. And I had told them, I have an interest in doing this. And of course, they cheered me on as well. I get on the airplane to fly home. I was by myself, sat next to a gal. Her name was Gail, and she lived in LA, and she was on her way to Columbus. And she and I did say this before. I told myself, people make fun of me for talking to strangers, and like, why do you have to talk to everybody? So I thought, I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm just going to maybe take a nap or whatever. Well, then she had said something to me. Hi, how are you? Do you live in Columbus? And we started talking, and I was loving it because I love meeting new people.
By the end of the flight, she was going, "Oh God, why did I ask her?"
Bleeding. Oh, could she shut up? Like, probably, maybe, I don't know. But she had a cool job. She worked in a camp empowerment in Malibu, where women would come to find who they are. And she was giving me examples of like people that came there and how they found themselves there. It was really inspiring. So I told her what I wanted to do, but I hadn't done it yet about this Find Your Fabulous business.
Yeah.
And she said, why are you not doing it? And I was like, I guess I'm scared. I don't want to fail. So that's another thing about myself that I've really, my self-awareness now at my age is so much better than any other time in my life. I'm really looking deep and saying, why did I feel like that? Why did that situation, why did that make me feel like that? Check it out and let it go. Yeah. And so when she said that to me, I started really saying, it is fear. and fear of failure. And she then said, listen, you do not want to be old and in a rocking chair one day, looking at your life and say, wish I would have tried this. Wish I would have done that. Do that. Try it. And if you fail, who cares? At least you tried. And I thought, and just like my son said, sometimes, I've heard that before, right? We've all heard that before. Try it. If you fail, so what? At least you tried.
Yep.
But something about her in that moment, at that time, it is exactly what I needed to hear. And so I'm like, gosh, I am going to try it. And if I fail, I'm going to be proud of myself because I tried it. Well, I tried it and it didn't fail. It's been, and for one reason, it's not like I'm a millionaire from it by any means, but it brings me so much joy helping these women. And I know I'm helping them too. And it makes you, when you get together and you work with appearances, especially, it makes you stop and think and realize things about yourself. And so it's been a growing opportunity for me along with the clients that I work with. So it's been amazing.
So you get off the airplane. Let's go back to that moment.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's on here.
Mindy!
Yes.
Aw, Mindy Dreyer, you sweet soul. I would not be on this show without you.
I love Mindy.
I do
She's
too.
awesome.
Who wouldn't?
She's amazing. So, and who is Sean? Thanks to
Sean
you.
Woodson, bestie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks to we always make new friends on vacation. Yeah, I just talk to random people. I love it.
I love it. You're so outgoing. And so you get off the airplane and had you already decided by the time the wheels touched the ground that you were going to start this, you were doing it no matter what?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Wheels down.
The shift occurred in midair.
It literally did. 30,000 feet. By the time the wheels touched, I'm like, I'm doing it. I already had the name of I already knew it was Find Your Fabulous. I had my logo. I had an outline of how I wanted it all to go.
Who is this lady?
I know. I wish she was on right now.
You don't know her?
Yeah, Gail Melachar.
Are you friends?
Of course, now we are, right? We have one another's personal cell phone number. She actually sent me a message a few days ago and said how proud she was of me. We're on social media together as well, personal numbers, awesome. Whatever. Yeah, every once in a while we'll touch base, and I give her total kudos for kicking me out of the crib or plane.
Yeah,
dude.
But so you got off the plane, you knew you were starting this business, and you what? You went home, told your husband, and he was like,
I have this name filled out. I have this name picked out. I need to get with the state. I need to lock and load it. I need to make it mine. So I started the process with the state of Ohio to get my name and cover it, and started a website on my own, which as we have discussed, I am not a techie person. Okay. We know this.
Right.
Everyone who knows me knows this. I don't know, technical difficulties on the regular. And everyone that I know tells me I need an Apple phone instead of an Android. That's my problem. And they tell me to drink the Kool-Aid. But I say I don't like Kool-Aid. It has too much sugar in it. I'll stick with my Android.
There's sugar-free Kool-Aid.
I know, Ken. You don't have to.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got it all figured out. Did this website on my own, which was lackluster, but I did it and I was okay with it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create this, and it's still lackluster, and it's kind of sitting there idle. It has been for a few years, and I've had all these other opportunities come up. So Find Your Fabulous had a little bit of a backseat. And then when COVID hit, I couldn't really go into people's homes. No one was going to any events. So I delved into other avenues, so it all worked out, and I'm doing so many different things and having a lot of fun with it.
So what, when you say client, define that. What's that mean? Like if I wanted to be a client of yours, how does that work?
Yeah, you would contact me either on one of my social media platforms.
Definitely don't go to the crappy website. Is that what you're saying?
You're not going to get a hold of me on that. Yeah. You can go look at it and say, she's right. That's a little lackluster, and then move on. But I am on all the social media platforms. You can find me on there and private message me that way. And then we can exchange numbers and make an appointment, and I will help you find your fabulous. whatever that means. Are you going to an event? Do you need a wardrobe makeover? Do you, things like that.
Wow, Julie is giving you some big time
I
props.
have told her maybe his advice in her book. Oh yeah. She had told me, she goes, well, I read your book and I just felt like I've known you for 39 years and you've told me all of these things to my face. So when I read your book, it was a recap.
So okay, so what do you do? I guess I should have asked the question differently. What do you do for your clients?
Okay. So it depends on what they're after. So we'll have a consultation and it's always free. I don't charge for consultations. We get together and I'm like, what is it that you need? Oh, well, I have a wedding. I'm a mother of the bride or I'm a mother of the groom.
So this is all about their look, fashion.
It is, but here's what happens.
Okay.
Okay. When we actually get together and I'm either shopping with them or I shop for them and deliver it to them and then they try it on for me, or we're in their closet figuring out how to maximize what they have and get rid of what doesn't work. As we're going through this process, that takes several hours. Typically, if I'm doing a wardrobe makeover in their closet as well, it always turns into how they feel about themselves. So every client I have are fashionable. They look amazing in their clothes. They know how to put their stuff together. They almost just want reassurance, or for me to say yes, or, add this to your wardrobe. Here's a staple here. Maybe add this trendy piece to feel new with it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But we then talk about, why are you feeling like you don't look good in this? Why? And then it turns into these conversations about self and about self-love. And I learn a lot about myself in the process, like the self-assurance, the confidence that we need as women. And so as I've worked through with these women for several years, I would make notes of the discussions that I had because I didn't want to forget, because it wasn't just for them. It was also for me.
Right. Where
I'm like, wow, I'm looking at this amazing woman that I'm working with right now who lacks self-confidence. Why? Why do I sometimes lack self-confidence? And it really makes you turn inside and evaluate yourself. So I would make notes. After a while, I thought I should write a book, but I want the book to be fun, lighthearted, and my personality. I don't want it to be a heavy read with like I say, it's an appetizer book. It's not a meat and potato book. And I want it to be my personality, where people read it and they feel like Debbie's talking to me right now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of awesome. That's how that came alive.
So what is the how do I word this? What's the reason that, I mean, I've never even heard of somebody doing what you're doing. Like, I guess it exists in the world, in Hollywood and New York, and but you're in Chillicothe, Ohio, right? The first and third capital of Ohio. So why would somebody come to you? They feel like they can't shop for themselves. They can't pick out the right clothes. Why?
If I could, I would like to have one. I mean, it's funny because what happens is you can say, I don't know, my wardrobe doesn't make me excited. Every day that I go to my closet, I'm like, ew, like I don't feel good. Like, and as we grow as women and we change, we grow into so should our style. So sometimes we have these clothes that we really love, but then we don't necessarily love them later. And maybe our body type changes. And then all of a sudden you're like, ew, I feel like I'm in a rut, kind of. You know what I mean?
Look what Kellyanne just said, though.
Still loving women need fashion too. We wear more than jeans and boots. Yes, Kelly. Yes, Kelly.
She thinks I'm picky. I live in Marion, Ohio. Okay, Chillicothe's got us by about 10 points. So
yeah, but it's funny. Yeah, you're losing points on Kelly. But anyway, it's true though. It doesn't matter geographically where you live. How old you are, how young. I always say you're never too young and you're never too old to find your fabulous. What is finding your fabulous? It's not the clothes you put on your back. It truly is The relationship that you have with yourself, the relationship that you figure yourself out and what makes you tick and where's your passion, and then own it, like it. There's a lot of things that may not be exactly what I want about myself, but it's kind of who I am. So I need to accept it and love myself. Love myself so I can love others, and I'm open to receive love from others. So it's a matter of, the clothes are just an accessory. The clothes are fun, but it's not what it's all about. So in my journey, along with this, getting women ready and changing up their wardrobe a little bit, because we get in rut, just like, you know what, Ken, let's talk about this. You know, like when you've always worked out, then maybe a year you take it off and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to get back into working out? I'm in a rut. I don't like the way I feel. Someone hires a personal trainer. Well, that person's going to energize you, fill you with like, yeah, motivation. Let's do this. And then they have this other person who is with them saying, you got to do it. And it's almost like, oh gosh, I got to do this because I got this trainer. Well, you know what? I come in and I'm like, let's see what you have. This is good. This is good. I don't ever, I love everyone's style. As long as it fits their body well, it's so fun to go through someone's wardrobe and say, ooh, I see what her style is. That's cool. Let's just make sure that your style fits you well, so you look good in your style. But, you know, once again, it's just an accessory. And now I'm almost like over the fashion. Like I'm almost over that. My new journey is getting with people to talk about what's in here and find out what you're passionate about and how to do that. You know, I want to write another book, Ken, and I want this book to be more meat and potatoes. And I want to talk to philosophers and interview psychologists about the study of the human. Like, why do some people find they're fabulous, which is love within? At a young age, some people later in life, and then sometimes people don't ever feel okay with who they are their entire life. And so I want to write it in a way that is engaging and fun and easy, quick, because we're all busy people, and for everyone to be able to understand. So I want to be able to interview people who are so off the chart, brainiac specialties in their field.
People like me.
And me. Where we can just say, okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I get that. You know, ooh,
that's awesome.
That makes an impact. You know, once again, like what my own son said to me, who is in psychology and going back to get his master's very soon. He works at the Ohio State, the Harding Hospital, the mental health hospital. I want to be able to ask these people, hey, why is this, and this, and then take it and convert it into layman's terms and words that we can read and it make an impact. Like Dalton said, my son said, that woman that said that to you on the plane, you've heard that before, Mom.
Yeah.
What was it about the way she said it, the time in my life that she said it? So my words, even though you've heard them before, may inspire you and hit you differently. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm trying to wrap my brain around how you go to market, so to speak, with your find your fabulous business. So you let's go back to the day you got off of the plane and you had decided, I'm going to start this business. You know, generally speaking, a business is more successful when it has clients or customers, right? So who was your first customer? How did that, and maybe you don't have to say who it is, but
I know who it is. Her name's Trish Mayers.
Yeah.
And she's actually a psychologist. She has Mayers Cares. I will be interviewing her for my next book.
Wow.
She doesn't know that. Now she does. Trish Mayers was Sean, you were probably, listen, my bestie, I always did. She was like my lab rat. I'm like, I'm going to test on you. This is what we're going to do. And she was like, tried, true, and proven, seal of approval. You got it. And I'm like, I know.
You said my lab rat.
I know. She's like, thanks a lot, Deb. I'll probably get another message like, seriously. But yeah, she did. She allowed me to like, and I just, I work with, I can tell like what looks good on people, and be
Wow.
able to fit clothes for their body. There's a lot of, listen, trends are great and they come in and sometimes we all want to wear what's in style, but if it's not your body shape style, then it doesn't look good on you and it does us no favors. So I kind of found my way and I would, with some customers, clients, I would say, oh, I thought that would look good. My bad. This looks better. And so we'd learn that way. And it's just, there's no quick fix for anything, right?
Do you body shame?
I would never do that.
I'm kidding.
In my book, there's a story about one client who continued to call me and say, I want you to come work on my closet and help me know what looks good on my body, but I'm not going to do it until I lose X amount of pounds.
Oh my God.
And I encouraged her. I said, no, you know what? You should do it now. And she's like, no, I'm not going to do it now. I don't want you seeing me and whatever. And I would like, okay. She'd call back. I'm not doing well on this diet journey. And I'm like, you should just have me over. You should. Finally, okay. She called me and said, heck with it. This journey of trying to lose weight isn't working. So come on over. Let's do this.
Wow.
And I did not know her prior. Okay.
Wow.
So I go, we worked for several hours. She had tons of clothes that looked amazing on her and some that just, it didn't work for her anymore. So she had huge piles to give to, whomever needed it, homeless shelters, domestic violence, all of these different places. I would always take lists of where you can donate your clothes if that's what you want to do, because that's amazing to help other women.
Yeah.
So love this success story. To me, this is one of my finest. So worked with her for several hours, talked, had really like therapy sessions during this.
Wow.
About 6 months later, I got a message from her. She had lost a significant amount of weight. And she said, I don't know. I put 7 outfits together. And I said, I don't care if you're working from home. Wear it. Put it on. Every day, here's your outfit. Head to toe. Jewelry, everything. I put it on the back of her door. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every day, get in that outfit. And you look good. And I put that together for you. You look amazing. She said, I don't know what it was, but something triggered me. And I felt good. And it was almost an incentive to keep going. And I just started treating myself better, eating better. And she lost like 60 pounds.
Wow.
I know, I got goosies. I still get goosebumps over that.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's what brings me joy. That is amazing.
Wow.
So, and it's just fun. That kind of stuff's fun for me.
So how did you start getting clients? I mean, I'm assuming they pay you money.
Yes.
So like, how did that, like you got off of that airplane, you're like, okay, I got to get customers that are going to pay me.
Yeah.
I'm sure your husband was interested in that part of it too, right? Like,
oh, that's great.
Hey, I love the fact you're starting a business, honey, but are people ever going to pay you?
Yeah, because I do have a tendency to donate services on the regular because I know I want to help people. And there are times where I know that maybe they can't or have it available to them. So, but pay money. Sean said, pay money. We're still working on that. Okay. So, but here's what happened. So I had started the business. It was kind of word of mouth for a while. The my local Chillicothe Gazette did an article on me, gave my information.
Wow.
Started that way. And word of mouth, it started very quickly. Like I said, Trish Mayers called me. I styled her. She even let me style her mom. I have clients from early age of 13 to 90 years old. I'm not even kidding. Trish Mayer's mom is 90 years old. And so how fun is that? I learned so much, so much from all of my clients. It's so incredible. And how popular am I that I get a 13-year-old that thinks I'm cool? That's what I want to say. Oh, amazing. So anyway, I created a Find Your Fabulous community business page, Ken. Because then as things started to slow down, the word of mouth stuff, I thought, I got to get on this Facebook page. So I created my Facebook community page, which is called Find Your Fabulous. You can find me, look me up, follow me. I do fun stuff on there. So I did that. Well, then my friend, who is a professor at Ohio University, Martha Tenedo, she called me one day and she said, Deb, I have a lot of students getting ready to graduate, and I teach them how to make a resume, how to have an interview. Can you come in and talk to them about what to wear for an interview? Because I hope that they know how to dress. And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. So she had me over and I started presenting, and I did a PowerPoint presentation with visuals, examples of
Wow.
what proper attire would be for an interview, right? Because, I like holy jeans. I met you at the signing. I had holy jeans on.
I was like, poor girl can't afford
I know.
better jeans
Poor
than
hobo.
that.
This poor hobo. What's wrong with her? She's doing what? So I was like, yeah, I loved it. And I loved the opportunity that people give me. Like, Martha, I love her. And so she gave me that opportunity. Well, then I did this, and I started getting calls to do to have other presentations, Southern State, Huntington Junior College, Marshall, all these different. And so I go in and I say, hey, you know what? We all have our style. I love everybody's style. But remember, out of respect for whomever you're interviewing with and their company, just look like you put it together and you mean it, and you're spiffed up and your shiny shoes and your closed-toe shoes, no holes in, wear something nice, and I would give examples of what they could wear. And then we talked about, other things too, piercings, tattoos, you just got to shop who you're going to interview for, because, if you really want that job, sometimes we have to sacrifice our style to be able to fit into what their ideal, culture is.
I think in our society, there's this, I don't know if you call it the woke culture or what it is, but, I remember interviewing a guy for, I forget what position in my company, but he showed up to the interview and it looked like a hardware store explosion had happened on his face. He had like all these piercings everywhere. And I'm like, don't get too close to a magnet, dude. And like I was like, I can't even, like, I spent 3.5 seconds with him and said, well, I'll let you know. Like,
you know what though, Ken, I got to say this. Okay. I enjoy people that have the hardware, that have the tattoos. I
do too.
But I get it. So here's what I said because I would always encourage the students I was, presenting, ask me questions and give it to me straight. Like, the only way we're going to get anywhere with this, I'm not coming in here to say, you have to wear this and I'm not your mother. I school my own. Right. I'm going to just give you what I would do if I were you, if you want this job. So I had one student say, well, I have tattoos and I'm not covering them because this is who I am. And if they don't like it, fine. I said, and I 100% agree. But guess what? You just be prepared to not get the job.
Right.
It's their company and they have a culture. They have a look. They have, their brand. And if you really, really want that job, out of respect for them, you have to be able to fit into what their culture is. But, there's other things and other companies that will welcome you as I do. I'm fine. I mean, some of my favorite people have tattoos and hardware.
Same here. I'm just, and tattoos are, I don't know, those don't in any way bother me at all. I as a matter of fact, if I see somebody in public with nice tattoos, I'll be like, hey, nice artwork you have there. Yeah. But like, showing up to an interview for, I think it was outside sales or something, with that going on with piercings
Well, it's a
everywhere.
distraction.
It's
It's a distraction.
and it's whether people want to accept it or not, we are judged by our appearance.
And
Period.
that is how I start every presentation.
Is it really?
I say, it is, Ken. I say,
Yeah.
we're all human. We would love to be able to walk into an interview and our interviewer be able to say, wow, great resume, and have a conversation and get to know you.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is we're human beings. We're extremely visual.
Yep.
And if on the first glance of a person, our mind, we're already having a predisposition thought of who they are by how they look.
Yeah.
So I always say, take the clothes, take all the crazy hair, anything that is your personal style, which is amazing, but take it out of the equation. Remove that. Walk in just a little bit, maybe more conservative that you may be used to, just for the sake of them getting to know you and not what you're wearing on your body. Right?
Joe Ingram, I love this. He said, he's a buddy of mine out in California. My bride always told our kids, until I die, you have to dress like you have a mother that would check you before you left the house.
That's awesome, Joe.
I
That's
love that.
awesome.
His wife's awesome. So, I think that, I mean, you're doing these, so now you're doing presentations at colleges and schools. You're helping the youth understand. I mean, it is important that people realize that no matter how prideful you may be about the way that you have whatever going on, other people are going to judge you based on your appearance and how you show up.
Yeah.
And I love that you're doing that. I absolutely love that. So how do you scale this? How do you scale this business? Or do you? Is it something you want to do?
Yeah, that's a great question because I enjoy doing this, but I feel like I want to do it in more of a group settings, events, put together events, not just one-on-one, even though that is where a lot of the heartfelt conversations happen. Because I want to be able to reach more people and outside of my area and give them ideas and fashion tips. Like in my book, it's little fashion tips, but it's about the love too. It's loving yourself and the outside. Oh wait, let's just pull this up.
There you go. Here, hold on. I'll
Okay.
give you full screen. There you go.
Find your fabulous. Love yourself on the inside. Look great on the outside. This is so how I feel. No. Oh, look, and I even have my little butterfly earrings on today.
Wow, you really outdid
I went all
yourself
out
for
for
my
the
show.
Ken Walls show.
Wow.
I do believe that it is what we have on the inside, because in there I even say, and this is so my personality, you can dress up a turd, but it's still going to stink. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of my endorsers asked me to take that out of there. One of my endorsements said, maybe you shouldn't say that. And I'm like, yeah. And I thought about it, but I'm like, if I really want everybody to own who they are, this book is who I am. And I say some stuff in it that might be not like the best, but it's who I am. And if I'm owning who I am, it's got to stay in there, right?
Yeah.
I'm staying there.
I wouldn't take it out. It's who you are. And I love that.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't have said turd. I would have said the other word.
No, and I would have
really pissed them off.
Yeah. But I mean, they all support me, but they also said, listen, you might not want to get negative feedback from, you write a book and you have the word turd in it.
There's always going to be people that find something wrong, right?
You're right. And something else that I've really thought about in recent is you can't please everybody, right?
No.
We all know that, and we've heard that 1,002 times. But when you really start to value who you are and know who you are, really big compliments or really bad criticism are doesn't really matter. It feels good to have a compliment. It doesn't feel good to be criticized, but if you let it come in and leave, neither one of them really, it's here, it's inside, right? So
Yep, it
the
is.
book is just such an easy, quick read, but I don't want people to just go, oh, because I write with my own handwriting in there sometimes too. I'll show you. So because
And Joe makes a great point. A chocolate dipped turd still tastes bad.
it does, it does, it does. You're right.
Not that I've ever experienced that, but
Yeah, like I'll say this. Like
hang on,
on
let
this
me
page,
go.
it says, you are the energy in front of you, behind you, all around you. Change a negative thought of yourself, negative self-talk. And there's also, stories in here that I've typed.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, so there's pictures and different things.
And
But
see, I even have your book. I bought it.
and
It's
you
here
never read it.
somewhere in my
It's a
house.
quick, like easy read that you can even read to yourself or with your kids because there's a lot.
Joe could read it. It's got pictures. Joe,
Yes,
your
it has
favorite kind of book.
pictures. But yeah, so what I'm trying to say is when I say you're the energy in front of you, behind you, all around you, I don't mean like really think about that's deep. That's deep.
Yeah.
It has pictures, Joe. Yeah, it has pictures. Like you are energy coming from you. Ken, even though Mindy told you to have me on, and that's why I'm really on here, but you still feel the energy, right? I know I'm never going to let you live that down. He was so brutally honest with me, people.
But it's the truth.
What is it about me that you wanted to have me on your show? Mindy told me to.
Well, I thought you were fishing for a compliment, and I don't hand those out until I get to know you better.
Until you get to know it. Okay. Point taken. I totally agree. But yeah, so I mean, it's just like work on yourself, talk to yourself. When you catch yourself saying negative things to yourself, do you do it? I used to do it all the time.
I catch all the time, every day.
I did it all the time. It's only been probably in the past year. I'm like, why did you just do that? Why are you talking? I would never, ever talk and say things to people that I love that I would say to myself. So knock it off, people. If you say something that, catch yourself and say, I'm going to replace it with a positive.
But here's the thing. There's a guy named, and I don't want to go too far.
Never had a compliment.
Yeah, yes, he has. He has a very nice little beard thing. So the Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this a lot, and you love him?
Love him.
He's amazing. And he says that 95% of the 60,000 thoughts we have per day are the same exact thoughts that we had yesterday, and that 50% of them are lies that we're telling ourselves.
Yeah, and we ruminate.
And it's not, and people that say, well, I'd never have negative self-talk, they'll lie to you about other things too. It is absolutely true that we all experience that. And I love the fact that you are, again, you're bringing attention to this, to the world. I cannot believe we're almost out of time already. That is insane. Joe said it's 93.756 of thoughts. I did more research.
Then Joe's like, scoot over Dispenza. I got you.
So, I think that more of the world needs what you have to talk about and teach, Debbie. If somebody like Joe, because if you saw his fashion, you might, you know what? Hold on. I have a question though. Can you think of any celebrities, big celebrities? Hopefully I'm not friends with them, but you see them and you go,
once again, you're going to be like, Debbie, whatever. There are a few, and I can't even, I'm really bad with names. Okay. So like, I can tell you what they're wearing.
I'm Ken.
I know you're Ken. But I honestly always do try to see something good about that person. Like I can say more. So what I can tell you is not necessarily the people who make me go, I can think of the people who make me go, oh yeah. Oh, wow. That is so enlightening or whatever. And I mean, even I know Oprah's not on the network anymore, but like I still follow her and the things that, and the people she gets with and the people she has on her show and the things that they bring to light so truthfully. Like I love that.
I'm a big
Yeah, Joe. I'm
celebrity.
a big fan of Joe Ingram because he is the real Dr. Joe. I
He
know.
is. So like if somebody like Joe in California said, "Hey, um, you can't come to my house, but I'd be happy to meet with you on Zoom." Do you do that?
Yeah, I actually do. I do Zooms all the time. What we
Okay.
haven't talked about is my Shoults and Bettendorf S Corp that I have. I'm
Yeah.
a marketing. I do marketing. So I'm a marketing contractor for several different businesses. They just contact me and say, "Hey, I'd like to amp up some marketing for my business. I'd like to get some more people in for these events or whatever." And I'm the Chillicothe City School District. I'm their marketing director there. So I do that as well, but it's
Right.
under the Shoults Bettendorf Corporation is under Find Your Fabulous is under that umbrella as well. So I do it all in some way. I do events too for Find Your Fabulous where I go and I co-host things like
Gotcha.
Dancing for Kids' Sake with Big Brothers Big Sisters. Oh, love them and what they do. So
Yeah.
I come in and do things like that. So I
It's
know,
amazing.
and I didn't know how we were going to talk for an hour, but now I'm just asking myself, how did I not think we would talk for an hour?
I think we talked for 2 hours at Mindy's event.
Exactly. Like it just,
I know. And when I finally got away, I'm kidding. So
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You're amazing. I love what you're doing. I love your energy. So where is the best place for everyone to follow you?
I'm on Instagram. I'm
Okay.
on LinkedIn. I don't
Joe.
on Facebook. Let's all say thanks to Mindy.
Yes. Thank you, Mindy.
We're fast friends. Like I adore her. It's
I
amazing
I
to
I
sit
love
here.
Mindy. She's amazing.
Oh my gosh. It's one of those people, like if someone said something badly about her, I would wonder what was wrong with that person because
I would punch him in
nothing.
the face.
I know you would.
So I would.
Yeah, you're aggressive like that, I
I'm a redneck like that.
see Kelly, he wears boots and jeans too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Uh,
I would just reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm even on TikTok. I'm on it all. Just find me. Find your fabulous Debbie Bettendorf.
look, I
On- Has he been on? I gotta watch his interview. Have
he's
you had
fun.
Joe on?
Joe's he is one of my best.
Okay,
He's
well,
in the
I'm definitely
the
gonna
top
look at that one.
100.
Oh, he's in the top 500 friends.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna totally watch his video, his
He's awesome.
old interview.
So Debbie, thank you for coming on and sharing
Yes. Thank you.
um so much of your amazing energy. Like you really have incredible energy.
Yeah.
And that is the most important thing. I truly
Thank
believe
you for saying that. That means a lot to me.
it's the truth.
Yeah.
And I love what you're doing to help people. And anybody who Joe, anybody who struggles with their fashion, Joe, um, make sure that you reach out, Joe, to Debbie.
Uh-oh.
And
Uh-oh. Somebody knows Joe. You know what? It's so funny though, real quick, I gotta say. I do watch when I even watch like on the news there's certain things that are no-nos for men with suits and whatever. And I always think, gosh, I could help him so quickly. Let him know what to wear and how the sizing and all that.
really,
Yeah.
like you help with all that. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah. Watching men that wear the wrong size jackets and not understanding how to. Now, I mean, you would think that some of these men would have their own stylist and that stylist would get them set. But Ken hates when I wear my V-neck trousers. Oh my gosh. Joe, you're a hoot. Let's
Oh,
just
he's a trip. He thinks he looks like Brad Pitt too, which is just anyway. So I think I'm sitting here going, okay, but let me ask you this. Here's probably an unspoken objection to your services. You ready?
give it to me.
Oh my God. If I hire her, I'm going to have to buy a whole new wardrobe and I just don't have the budget for that.
Oh. That's easy. I go in, find what you have that still works. Do you have staples? Staples are the clothes that are classics that you can put other things with it in order to make it look like a completely new outfit. So you can take your classics, kind of like they sometimes call it your time capsule pieces that are just, you can layer them all day long, and every day of the week you look differently, but you kind of are still wearing the same thing. It's easy. It's easy to do that on a budget. And I like to shop on a budget. I really feel I don't like to spend full price on anything. I don't like that at all. I have
Wow.
some things that I'm like, I have to have that and I'll buy. But typically everything I get, I'm a bargain shopper.
So
And I
you're
like
a TJ Maxx girl.
I love TJ Maxx. Are you kidding me? TJ Maxx and I are best buds. I'm telling you, I am in there. I know when there's, and I love to dig for stuff. Like, it doesn't scare me. Like, even if I go
Oh
into
my
a
God.
warehouse type deal where it's like, I'll go in, I love that. And I like to
Oh,
save my clients money. I like for them to get maximum amounts for their money. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's easily
Your
done. That it doesn't cost that much. It
your
doesn't.
reaction to that was
Oh
I'm
gosh, yeah.
I'm gonna clip that, and that's gonna be all
Oh,
over the
don't you
internet.
dare.
I love TJ
Oh,
Maxx.
you
Do that
love
again.
TJ Maxx. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm there. I'm a
Uh,
regular. I hit them all up. Columbus area, hours here. I love them. It's good.
I
In
love
fact, here's a little teaser. Hey family, if you're listening, all your presents are from TJ Maxx. Merry Christmas. They're really not, but a lot of them probably are.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. You kill me.
Oh
All
gosh,
right,
I'm a
listen.
Maxinista. Joe, you're clever. I like it.
Yeah. So, Kennedy says she has helped this college student put some amazing outfits.
Yay! Yeah, and she also had me to Kappa Kappa Gamma at Ohio State, and I had like 150 girls who I talked to them about my book and had a great
Wow.
conversation with them. So thanks, Kennedy.
So everybody go to Amazon. I will put it in my Amazon store as well. I'll put your book in there if I didn't
Yay!
already.
Thank you. That's like Merry Christmas to me.
Yes, I'll
Yay.
put your book. Well, I mean, it like only 1 or 2 people go there a month. I'm kidding.
But still, thanks.
I got my commissions from Amazon yesterday. So anyway, what's the link? Well, the link is amazon.com and type in find your fabulous. I don't have a link set up. It would be a weird link. Let me just do it. While I look for this book, Debbie, I want to ask you this question real
Sure.
fast. And I know we need to finish, but I'm going to ask you this anyway. Um, the Where's your book?
Yeah.
Um,
Are you
there it
putting in
is.
Deborah?
It's right there. I
I was
got it.
trying to be fancy and
Uh,
use Deborah, my given name.
Deborah, Debra.
Correct.
So, find your fabulous. Here, I'm going to put the link in the comments right now. So, if I can get there, hang on. There it is. So, what, in your opinion,
I feel like I'm getting quizzed. I'm getting nervous.
in your opinion, what do you think? And fear is the number one answer. You have look, Joe said it. Don't say fear.
Okay.
You
Oh,
can't say fear. You have to do better than fear.
okay.
What do you think the number one thing is that's holding people back in life from real financial success, number one, and number two, happiness and freedom? And they are related.
Yeah.
They are. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
I've been really extremely homelessly poor, and I've been incredibly wealthy, and incredibly wealthy is way better. Just saying.
Yeah. So I can say this with authority, and I believe this wholeheartedly. And I believe that the thing that's holding people back more than anything is acceptance of other people. I think that if we all figure out who we are, once again, the relationship that we have with ourselves and get the relationship with ourselves at a place where you know who you are with all the little, maybe not so great things, and be okay with it, own who you are, and love yourself. It really doesn't matter that much or how not you are accepted. I think acceptance is huge.
Yeah.
I think that people care so much about what other people think of them. But if you really love yourself, like we said earlier, then compliments or criticism alike come in and go out. Do you love yourself? Have a relationship. The relationship that you have with yourself and figuring that out is more important than any other relationship you're going to have in your life. So do it. Figure out who you are. Be okay with it. Love yourself. And when you start thinking negative thoughts, we all do it. I still do it. And I say, Debbie, why do you talk to yourself like that? Don't be so mean. Replace it with a positive one. I promise you'll all feel better. I'm feeling better because I catch myself all the time doing it. And I say, no, I'm a cool chick. I got this. I got this.
I love it. Love it. Love it. I had Joe, I texted him. He posted the link there for
Oh,
everybody.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you can
You
click
guys are
on that.
so techie.
And I
Or do you
do,
even need to do that?
I do need to disclose that is an affiliate link to my Amazon influencer account. So I will make 32 cents if you click that and buy a book.
Do it. Buy it off of that. Absolutely. I'm so grateful you've had me on here.
Yeah. So and stay tuned. We're going to be doing an Amazon live here in the next week or two, probably. I'll have Debbie over on Amazon Live. I told her that if I liked the interview here today, I would make my decision. I've decided she passed the
I
muster.
passed. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I'm so excited. Merry Christmas to me. Merry
Yeah.
Christmas. Happy holidays.
You're awesome.
Happy
Merry
New Year.
Christmas. And thank you to everybody who's been here and shared this out. If you haven't shared this out, you can redeem yourself and go ahead and share. Sean wants to know what your shirt says.
Oh goodness, it says small town girl.
Yes.
Small town girl with a big heart who loves the big city but chose to stay in a small town. I love the big city. I love traveling. I love it. I love all of it. But I always like to come back home to where my family lives. So it's all good.
Debbie, you're awesome. Thank you. Actually, Mindy said to have her on Grow Live, right? So thank you for being here. You're amazing. And there, my wife is saying great interview.
Jill, hello. Thank you, Jill.
Yeah. So
thank you for giving us kudos down here in Chillicothe too.
Yeah.
Cute little town.
It is a cute little town. So listen, Debbie, thank you so much. Everybody, make sure you go follow Debbie. What's your Instagram handle again?
It is Find Your Fabulous.
Find Your Fabulous. At Find Your Fabulous on Instagram and Facebook. You have Find Your Fabulous Facebook page too, right?
And then on some, it's Debbie Bettendorf. So, either way, you'll find me and follow me so I know you watched the show.
Yeah. Awesome. Everybody go follow Debbie right now.
Yay.
Blow her phone up. Make her go. Make her regret what she just said.
No, I would never. I love it. I love it.
You're awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much, Debbie. I appreciate you. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.